results for specific keywords, but it's in the search results for other keywords, and or it's sitting on Google's servers. Can it still act as a link hub? Definitely. Does it still pass power? For sure. So the fact that if this is your only website for ranking for a keyword, perhaps just look at it as a buffer or a hub. That's really what we do. I'm never looking to get it to stick. I'm never looking for it to stay indexed. I mean, I'm always really just using it as a hub. So I hope that helps you out. So I'm trying to redirect the links, but does not work. So if we're talking about the links that I just shared with you, and I gave the redirects live, it could be a misspelling on your behalf. I mean, I misspelled them too sometimes. I do it too. I just went through them live. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely work. It 100% works. Sometimes, I mean, it could be any little thing. So try different variations. Most notably, these two work very well with some of the main Google ones. So like these two here, as you can see, are URL $SA, and then this one is very good as well too. So like this one here. All right. So SATN, this one up here. So try the really long one with the RCT, and then if you get to other types of properties and you're trying to get something to stick and you're having trouble, go get my list where I'm sharing a lot of different like URL status.go HTML. I give the star. Another really good one that works pretty frequently is like a PHP dot. Let me see if I have it on this list here. It's one that I use quite frequently. Login question. External.html. That one's a good one. Login question. That one's pretty typical. There's also like login?.php. Page redirect. This is another popular one that works on a lot of sites. Redirected this particular whole line up here. So go get that list. You can try different variations, but for the Google stuff, these two work very, very well until you get over to, like, say, the local, until you get to maps. Some of the image sites are a little finicky, but they pretty much work for the most part. So yeah, hopefully that helps you out. Do Bing search engine also have these types of redirects? They sure do. They sure do. They're set up a little bit differently, but they most certainly do. I love Black Hat content, man. I'm itching to see some more. Yeah, I mean, I'm again, you know, I spend quite a bit of time trying stuff out, testing stuff out, because you can't really test stuff out on clients. I can only take the stuff that I learn and miss on, and take the stuff that I know works that doesn't hurt and move that kind of thing over. So I spend a lot of time trying stuff out. Plus, I have a small little group where somebody will say like, hey, I tried this and it worked. I want to create a whole group that does that, where we're like, hey, I tried this one little thing and it worked. And then I try it. And then I'm like, hey, it did work. Now we've been validated twice. So I really want to build a group on that, because not a lot of people that I talk to, don't have the time to sit and launch 10 or 5 websites to isolate one little thing. But they have noticed when they're implementing SEO that, hey, I did this and this happened. Then you can have another guy like me and another guy again say, hey, I did it and it worked for us too. That's a test. That's something that moves the needle, that anybody that we can try. Like, I want to have a nice group of SEOs that where we're trying to help, focusing on local, Google My Business, and Google Maps. You know, a lot of stuff. And what I'm, you know, a big part of the group is going to be Google My Business, local, and maps. I'm also going to do a lot of affiliate, you know, stuff like trying things out, like setting up verification requests utilizing the API. You know, like, nobody talks about that. Like, I don't see, like, but this is stuff that I do that I'm interested in, where I'm trying to do certain things. You know, Google, they just give it to us. You know, like, they want us to play around with this. I mean, they gave me access. I have access and have been trying to run all kinds of different tests. you know, but I want to be able to share the stuff that I normally wouldn't share, definitely not on YouTube, you know, some more in a private setting. You know, also I want to be able to take, I have a master plan. And I'm finally at a level. If you've watched me for a long time, I was talking about services and starting my own group for a long time. I had a site where I had 10 members called SEO testers. If you've been watching me a long time, we had a testing mastermind. But a lot of the people just didn't have the time to do it. I was the only one doing it. So I want to have a little bigger community. But in any case, I'm going to be, one of the next videos I'll be talking about is some of the tips for verification. I see a lot of videos that are just steering people astray on these verification practices. And you can learn a lot based on the API rules and parameters that Google just lays out for you. More importantly, as you can see, as things are depreciated throughout the APIs, you can see what they're doing and implementing. You can learn a lot by reading the API stuff. You know, best practices, the APIs, the different libraries, what they do, who they communicate with, what's it communicating with. Like, you can learn a lot. It even comes through here. What's really cool, what I was stumped on something as I was making calls. What's really cool is they'll even give you a best practice. One of the things they point out, and this is what I'm talking about in a mastermind, what I want to get into, right? But like inside of here, like they're going to give you some best practices, right? So if you come over here to the best practices, like you can see, like they even give it to you. And then like you can call and get even more information regarding stuff like when you're launching stuff inside the web app. We use a web app application in order to deploy this. It's called OOth Playground. But in any case, it's really cool. They give you more information than this. So like measure how frequently each verification method is presented, because this will, dude, it's crazy, dude. They really give it to you. And there's even stuff, they even break it down to giving you the most important factors, like stuff that we knew from, you know, it's really cool, man. You guys should check it out. You and gals. But in any case, we won't get into that. That's just stuff for me. Oh, this is stuff. Okay, so this is my stuff. All right, so I'm on my personal page. So let's go down these questions. It's the middle of the night. I'm going to go to bed, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Does CTR to a new affiliate website hurt, or let the content age and then apply CTR? So yeah, I wouldn't be applying a major but small factor in the overall scheme of things. You know, I mean, if you're not already borderline almost there, then no amount of manipulated traffic is going to help you reach the finish line. So I would create content at scale, to the word count, to the word count tune of the top performer. So if you're looking at a website for a particular word count amount or for a keyword amount, like say I want to win for Best Dishwasher 2021. When I go to the Best Dishwasher 2021 winners page, how many words overall does their site have containing or targeting that specific keyword? You know, once you match and mirror the winner, size equals authority, age equals authority. Once you're authoritative enough, once you're already in position, top of page 2, bottom of page 1, then you can start worrying about clicks, traffic, user signals more. Until then, what I would focus on is on page, building links, but slowly and authoritative as possible that are from what your competitors have. Try to build from that list. And then on top of that, what I'd be aiming more towards, other than on-page, technical, and the off-page, is going to be buying Facebook and or Google ads to send traffic to stuff that you care about, like a best of 2021 blenders page. Send traffic. Let them know you care. You will get a boost from it. Even if it's temporary, who cares? It could be enough to help propel your rankings. All right, so those would be the things that I'd focus on. Let's go down the list. Thank you. Chris, please, I'd like to talk with you personally. This is my email. Okay. All right. Well, you can talk with me. Please sign up. Grab a time slot. I'm available tomorrow. I'd love to talk to you. You're the mad scientist of SEO. I love it, Chris. I'm glad you enjoy it. I think I missed it. Can you tell me again? Is it okay to point these redirect links to my money site? Thanks. I would buffer them. Something I like, you know, I wasn't, maybe I wouldn't share this usually, but something that's definitely a lot more, this is for my group, so don't worry about that, but this comes from a patent. We're working on something. I have my own group. I belong to another group. I belong to about 3 different groups plus my own. So I think about SEO way too much, I think. But something that's a lot more effective, as far as these types of links, you know, regardless if you're utilizing Google stuff, the Bing stuff, whether you're using maps, whether you're using images, whether you're using edu and .gov links, regardless, whether you're taking a competitor's property and redirecting it into your pages, which is also pretty fun, you know, or cross-site scripting it, like, you know, whatever you're doing, okay? Something that I like a lot more for these types of links is going to be along the lines of creating something that is going to be your keyword, okay? website.com/keyword2, okay? So the entire string is primary keyword.website.com/partial match or co-occurring keyword article. And what I really like to do with these types of links is to really focus more so on this particular portion of the domain. All right, so the subdomain that's containing the keyword. I really like to send them here or to what I call as a internal anchor page, so an internal buffer. So internal buffers are very effective for building riskier type links. Especially if we're on a budget and we really need to move the needle fast, I love internal buffering. So what I mean by internal buffering is if you have your main website, right? So main, you know, mainwebsite.com / you know, you're going to have, I don't know, your service page /service1. What I like is on this service 1 page, okay, we're talking about service 1, you're generally going to have a sidebar. You'll have your header and you'll have your footer or a secondary footer instead of a sidebar. But inside the sidebar is where you're going to link out to relevant links, relevant pages that are generally siloed to support the main service or main topic of the page, right? These are called floating silos, not virtual silos, not clustering, floating. Okay, so within the floating, what we're going to have is we'll have our service 1, where then we're going to silo it down, like floating silo it down, where we're going to talk about anything that's a related term, or people also ask, are really good supporting pieces of content. People also ask, or also related search terms. Now, within the sidebar of these particular pages is where I like to create a page that I would send these links to. So this would be your internal buffer, all right? So this way we can maximize benefit of the links, but still keep it secluded from the site to a degree to where if we were to ensue a penalty, which is relatively rare, you're going to see an algorithmic penalty before a manual penalty. But even though with that being said, it's still removed, but it's close enough. It's far from the main, but it's removed enough that if something were to happen, I can just squash that page, right? You can submit your reconsideration request and then relaunch the page back, but that can be risky. But with that being said, I like this strategy over here. This can be effective, but you don't want to have too much going on. I'm launching FL Studio. I don't know why. But yeah, these are 2 strategies. So to answer your question, I would not point it directly in. I would still give myself a layer. And the reason why I'm saying that is if you look at my backlink profile, I have them pointing in. but for me to give you the advice to point this type of link directly to your money site would be bad of me. So I recommend that you buffer it, send it to a subdomain, or send it to a just straight up buffer page tier 1 link asset. All right. But again, it's your website. You can do whatever you want. But I can't recommend that you do it, right? That would be bad of me to say that go for it, right? Even though I think you'll probably get away with it, and I do think that it's effective, and I do think that you will see some type of increase. Not on all of them. Not all of them act the same. It's strange. But in any case, it would be bad for me to say, hey, go do it. It's not going to be a problem, because something could happen. Who knows? But I would utilize one of those two strategies or point to a tier 1. All right, how much are your SEO mastermind? Will include also how much will it cost. So what I'm going to do is I create, if you've been with me any period of time, I have a lot going on, right? So affiliate stuff, I do take in clients. I already have clients that are consistently, I've been working with them for a long time. They have a lot of locations. I really focus on multi-location. With that being said, I usually come out with something once every other month or every other month, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and house all my mini trainings, the private coaching and group coaching into one. I'll also have a free community, but we're going to have the mastermind built in. Now, in order to partake in the mastermind portion, you have to submit an idea. You have to have an idea in order to be part of it. Yes, there's still a recurring, but unless you're contributing, I can't let somebody outside that doesn't contribute in. It wouldn't be fair. There has to be some type of contribution. You have to be trying something. If you're doing SEO, you should have an idea, something to test, something that works, doesn't work, something that you've seen. So it should be really easy for people. Price-wise, I'm going to go on the competitive, high value, low cost spectrum. I think maybe for the SEO portion, I'm not really sure on that yet. I am going to bring in a partner on this deal. So I'm going to talk with them exactly how they want to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I noticed a lot. I tried to be helpful within the marketplace and offer a very high amount of information for a low tier. But what I found is people don't respect it as much, right? So I might go high just to keep out a lot of the tire kickers. I want people that actually want to learn, and I want to keep the level of information high. I like the hot seat and helping people, but I want people in that group to be very, it's not for beginners, I'll have an open community for that where I'll be in there every day because I want to keep everything together. I want to keep it all under one roof. Obviously I'll do YouTube. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. And I'm not ready yet, but I really liked how this platform was. I was thinking about this one. There was also another platform that looked like it would work very well, but I think people in the industry have seen this one before. So I think it'll just fit. And this is what I'm going to rock with. So that's what we're going to do. And plus I can put what I really wanted when I started the other deal was I wanted a place where I could have my trainings and I could do my consulting and group consulting, but also have a free section for like chatting, right? Like just, hey, Chris, I learned this. Hey, I have a quick question. Kind of like a Facebook group, but Facebook is weird with stuff. You know what I mean? And you don't have that much control. So yeah, I'm stoked. Sign me up for that community. Yes. Don't worry, my friend. People on the list will be ready to go. So thanks for, what does your SEO mastermind include and what would it cost? So yep, so we just talked about that. Ranking above Neil Patel for CBD SEO today. Chris, you trained me well. Well, I have helped, I hope. CBD SEO. I'm assuming this is you. I don't see. I'm actually, the reason why I'm looking isn't necessarily to out your site or anything. What I'm really interested in is Neil Patel was trying to rank for CBD SEO. Now that's quite interesting to me. I wanted to see the page that he created on it and why. I think that's quite interesting. So yeah, I think as soon as I get off of here, I have another burst of information that I think everybody's gonna love regarding a very powerful link. Um, I'm gonna just go ahead and put that on blast because I think it'll be really fun. I think people really like that a lot. It's relatively inexpensive, but it's a very high-powered link from a very reputable source. That I think people are really going to like. That'll be my next video. So if no one has any questions, that really wraps it up for today. I wanted to cover those different redirect types. I've hit the hour mark. It's been a pleasure. I hope that you enjoyed today's video regarding redirects, how to get them indexed, how to keep them indexed, how to create them, and the different variations of how to create them. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I thought that you guys would like that, and gals. I thought that everybody would really like that. Aside from that, we can come over here. Let me see what campaign we have. So I want to point something out. I had some people, let me just see what account. Let me see here. So if you're not familiar with microworkers is a platform. Let me see what account. I have a bunch of accounts. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. So it's this account. I segment the accounts. So this one is just housing one particular campaign. I think I'm just running something small right now, but let me point something out. So anybody that's utilizing microworkers for any type of user-based signals, okay, for lack of better words, if you're utilizing this particular campaign, you know, I would highly suggest, because of the limitation of 30 workers, you know, this is a piece that I wanted to add into the training. And somebody messaged me and I'm like, dude, it's in the training. And they're like, no, it's not. And I was like, I'm sorry. It should have been. So here, let me point this out to you guys. That way I could chop this out. All right. So let me just take a look at these campaigns that I have going right now. So yeah, I just have these two. All right. So let me see if I can create. All right, I'll go ahead and walk you through this briefly. Okay, so I won't use, okay. So let me just briefly take you through something here quick. We can use this template. I'm not going to set this up properly. I'm just going to point something out to you because of the link types. I just want to add this into another video. But if you're utilizing this for anything, this piece of information can be helpful for you. Okay. One of the steps is you want to keep this above what you think it's going to take to force them to comply. All right, so we're just going to do 30 because that's the bare minimum. Actually, let's do 60. 9 cents is the minimum, $6, 10. Search, engage, click, engage. Okay, we can keep that there. Okay, we can rate that within 3 days. Here, we're gonna create this. Oof. Alrighty. Oh man. I guess I'm gonna have to be forced to use this. Alright, so here, we'll just go to SEO. We're gonna go to search and engage. We'll go to the core CTR template. We'll go to 10. We'll go to 60 on this. I just want to point something out to you guys. For anybody that's utilizing this for user-based metrics, it's definitely effective in small doses as long as you're running some type of validated traffic. I run into this so much. You can't manipulate without validation first, right? But in any case, we'll just do search plus engage just to get to the point that matters, because I need to make this. I don't need to do it live, but I figured it could help somebody too. All right. So what I want to do here is click this. Okay. Now, inside of here, so we're going to go to 1 and then 1. All right, let me see. Is it up here? Okay. All right, I don't want to necessarily go over this one. Let me see if it's up here. All right, so preview, preview and confirmation. Okay, we can confirm. Okay. All right, so here's the section that I want to do. So I'm just going to make this a video briefly. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to recording. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, I'd like to just point out one very important step. Now, what this has to do is by minimizing the amount of daily tasks performed. Now, as we've walked through the training, I have pointed out that there's a bare minimum of 30. And yes, you need to gauge based upon the top performers' websites, but we can also put in a very large amount of workers. And instead of us gauging how many and setting up these massive campaigns and then having to check consistently, what I highly recommend that you do is once you put in your main campaign, once you have filled out all of your details, you will be brought to this page. Now, once you're on this page, what I highly recommend that you do is that you set up the max per positions per day. This way is if you have a main base campaign, such as a branded search term on organic or maps that you're going to be running for an extended period of time as you're funneling in your keyword and co-occurring keyword traffic, while you're running those other campaigns, you need to have your baseline running in order to not have to keep taking time away from your day to check on these things. Make sure you're not out of workers. Make sure you're not out of time. I highly recommend coming into the max positions per day and then setting up a max, set a very low max per day. This way we can set a very large number and then create a finite amount. So say the top performer is getting 47 searches. We know that we have to hire 30 workers in order to be able to utilize this service. However, if I pay for 1,000 and I set the daily visits, I can set the daily visits to a very specific number, and a very specific number will come and perform the task. So I wanted to point this out to you in case you have odd numbers or maybe it doesn't match. Instead of going way over and wasting your time checking, you can set the max positions per day element. This way, for your main baseline campaigns, you can keep them running automated. So my name's Chris Palmer, and I look forward to seeing you in the next training. I'll see you then. All right, so that's something that I got to add in. But yeah, if you guys are running those baseline campaigns, it's something I set. I watched the walkthrough, the complete walkthrough. If you're in the training, I did a complete walkthrough. And in the walkthrough, I set it, but I didn't make a dedicated video pointing it out. And it's a staple of the campaign, really, is to buy a bunch and then set how many workers per day. Because like if the top performer is getting some weird odd number, I need to create a equation and send a very precise amount of people on organic, a very precise amount of people in maps. I need to set these things a little bit more granular. So and that's how you accomplish it. All right, so I'm glad I could share that with you guys. Private group coaching be shut down once Mastermind is live. That's right. That's right. So what I'm planning on doing is I still like the group coaching. I'll probably still do that. Um, I'm probably going to do a variation of that. I'll also offer the private, and I'll do people want to know, like a segment, almost like, Ask a Pro or whatever you want to call it. Um, like that type of section. And maybe I'll lower the cost on that type of engagement. Where I think the massive value add is that we'll be able to test, implement things that matter, like different tools, different strategies. Hey, if I send a bunch of traffic to a CID link, will it tank it? If I send backlinks to a GMB, will it tank it? If is issuing citations right to multiple locations, is that helpful or hurtful? Like the things, the strategies, the techniques, things that matter a lot to me, really. And plus, when you have more minds working on something, you come up with way better answers instead of just me, right? Um, it's I love hearing feedback. I learn from the gentlemen that I work with. I learn from the guys in my group. I learn from the other guys in groups I'm in. So I want to have my own place that we can just mastermind together. um, I'm I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. I just couldn't put the pieces together. And then after seeing others do it, I was like, hey, man, I really like the community aspect of this. I like it. It's a community. It's a friendship. You see each other. You can see her online. You can talk to each other privately. It's really cool. I really like it. I'm a friendly guy. I don't have that many real friends, right? So online is the spot for me, you know. That's the truth. So cool. Whoa, it's really late for you, dude. Yeah. Or really early. It depends on how you look at it. So 10 most profitable SEO niches to start an online business. CBD was second. Yeah, hey, if you were first to the well, I'm sure you did very well. Right? If you were first to the well, I'm sure you did very well. Something that has really been interesting for CTR is this patent here. Oh, I don't want to give up too much here, I guess. But this is attached to a lot of others, and it's been saying a lot of the same thing. This patent, along with a lot of people's input, really changed how I've been doing traffic manipulation. It's not really click manipulation. It's more traffic and click, like engagement, user signal based manipulation. But there's a line inside of here which is claimed and cited in multiple patents, and also somebody pointed it out to me, and then they backed it up and validated it with a claim that was like, hey, they're talking about it in all these patents. Dude, it's cited. This particular, the way they do things is cited. I mean, this, just to give you a rough estimation, there's 47 other ones that talk about pretty much the same thing. But the key piece of information, or the key takeaway I'll give to you right now, is this. Home location, search history, associated dominant queries. Listen here. So, detecting a local intent from a subsequent search request issued by the user. The local intent, including search dominant query location associated with the search request, the search dominant query location comprising of geographical area, relevance to the search request, end. And then they talk about it. The key piece of information is detecting the local intent from a subsequent. They determine the intent based on the subsequent search requests. Huh. Who would have knew? I think it's funny that it just blatantly says it here, but in any case, if you know what I mean, then and what I'm really after here is we're on to something. We're definitely on to something. I can tell you that. I won't get into that right now, but I'm on it. I know that. Hey Chris, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. Do you use microworkers for backlinks? For example, send traffic from tier 3 through to your money site. I actually love link hopping. I'm a big fan of press releases because they index fast for very particular keywords related to something I'm trying to rank. and I'm able to, it makes sense that it's driving traffic for a short period in a short burst of time. Traffic is generally, it's almost like links in a way. Like you'll get a temporary bump for a short period of time, and then you fall back down to your new ranking position, right? There's also a testing phase. So when you first initiate links or first initiate a brand new page, there's a testing phase. I really like micro workers for the testing phase, and I really like it for these temporary boosts. So to answer your question, heck yes. Heck yes. I love it for that. Chris, I'm running my own projects regarding SEO to gain more traffic, but I could not reach the target I wanted. I did not get over 500 views much. Please, I need your help. SOS. I really like the way of presenting topics. I hope one day we can do better, be better than for you. I hope one day can be better for you. Yeah, everything will be great, surely, I'm sure. So in any case, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm getting exhausted here. I got to help my wife in the morning. I got to talk to Paul in the morning. I have a slew of client stuff that I have to do. It was the weekend, so I was taking a break. I got some content I have to deliver. I have a lot of work to do. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Duke, good to see you. Luke, great to see you. Thank you all so much. I have to rock and roll. Thank you. Many blessings. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your work. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Blessings, and have a great night or day or whatever you're doing. Have a good one. You can do a lot with a single phone, because you have a plethora of. You can do a little bit with one phone, yes. I wouldn't bank the whole strategy on it, but a lot can be done. And I'll end with that. Thank you all so much. Cheers to you all. Blessings. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Be on the lookout. Local SEO, Google My Business, Google Maps. It's going to be a mastermind. We're going to have private consulting, group coaching. We're going to do SEO testing focused on local primarily strategies, techniques. Also, tool 2, what we're going to be doing is we'll be utilizing, I'm going to make a group fund for implementing projects, more so tools that will help the group. So be on the lookout. SEO, and look at this name. How cool of a name. SEOmastermind.org. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. That should be up very, very soon. The beginning stages are there. SEOmastermind.org. Many blessings if you're interested. I think you can go on there and get started kind of in a way. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. Goodbye. Goodbye.